The late 3rd century BC was a time of significant change. Rome was rapidly growing in strength, its legions proving their might. Across the Adriatic Sea, Macedonia under Philip V was also experiencing a resurgence. Philip, a shrewd and ambitious ruler, aimed to restore Macedonia to its former glory. He had skillfully exploited the chaos engulfing the Greek city-states, establishing his dominance over much of Greece. Rome, though initially focused on consolidating its power in Italy and battling Carthage, viewed Philip's growing influence with apprehension. The Roman Senate, wary of any potential threats to its burgeoning empire, kept a watchful eye on events in the east. The stage was set for a confrontation between these two rising powers, a clash that would determine the fate of the Mediterranean world. Rome and Macedonia, two distinct cultures, two military powers. One, a rising republic, hungry for land and resources. The other, a monarchy seeking to reclaim past glory. Their destinies were about to collide. The First Macedonian War, from 215 to 205 BC, had seen Rome and Macedonia briefly allied against a common enemy, Hannibal of Carthage. However, this alliance was one of convenience, born out of necessity rather than genuine trust. With Hannibal's defeat, the old suspicions resurfaced. Rome, ever wary of Philip's ambitions, saw him as a potential threat to its interests in the east. Philip, for his part, resented Rome's interference in Greek affairs. He viewed the Roman Senate as meddling and opportunistic, eager to exploit any opportunity to expand their influence. The seeds of mistrust sown during the First Macedonian War began to take root. Adding fuel to the fire were the constant appeals from Rome's Greek allies, who feared Macedonian aggression. States like Pergamon and Rhodes, once powerful in their own right, now looked to Rome for protection against Philip's growing might. Their pleas fell on receptive ears in the Roman Senate, where the hawks saw an opportunity to curb Macedonian power and assert Roman dominance over the eastern Mediterranean. The fragile peace that existed after the First Macedonian War was crumbling. Accusations flew back and forth, provocations mounted. It was only a matter of time before the simmering tensions boiled over into open conflict. The spark that ignited the Second Macedonian War came in 200 BC. Philip, emboldened by his recent successes in Greece, made a fateful decision. He attacked the neutral city of Abydos on the Hellespont, a strategic waterway linking the Aegean Sea to the Black Sea. This act of aggression, a direct challenge to Roman authority, was the final straw. Outraged by Philip's audacity, the Roman Senate declared war on Macedonia. A Roman army led by the consul Publius Sulpicius Galba Maximus was dispatched to Greece. The Second Macedonian War had begun. Rome's declaration of war was met with defiance in Macedonia. Philip, confident in his army's strength and his own military acumen, vowed to drive the Romans back into the sea. He rallied his troops, promising them victory and glory. The Greek world held its breath, caught between these two titans. The stage was now set for a clash of civilizations. Roman legions, disciplined and ruthless, would face the might of the Macedonian phalanx, a formidable wall of spears that had dominated battlefields for centuries. The outcome of this conflict would shape the destiny of the ancient world. And the Second Macedonian War was a brutal and bloody affair, marked by several key battles and strategic maneuvers. The Romans, initially unfamiliar with the terrain and Macedonian tactics, suffered setbacks. However, they quickly adapted, utilizing their superior logistics and manpower to wear down the Macedonian forces. One of the most significant battles took place at Aous in 200 BC. The Roman legions, led by Galba, engaged Philip's forces in a narrow mountain pass. The battle raged for hours, a bloody stalemate. It was only when a Roman flanking maneuver caught the Macedonians off guard that the tide turned. Philip was forced to retreat, a significant blow to his prestige and morale. Another crucial encounter was the Battle of Cynoscephalae in 197 BC. This time the Roman army was commanded by Titus Quintius Flamininus, a cunning and ambitious general. The battle took place on a hilly plain, ideal terrain for the Roman legions to exploit their superior maneuverability. The Macedonian phalanx, though initially successful in pushing back the Roman lines, proved vulnerable on the uneven ground. Flamininus, seizing the opportunity, ordered his legions to attack the Macedonian flanks. The phalanx, unable to respond effectively to the Roman assault, crumbled. Philip's army was routed, and he was forced to flee the battlefield. The Second Macedonian War was a clash of empires, but it was also a contest between remarkable individuals. On the Roman side, Titus Quinctius Flamininus emerged as a key figure. A skilled general and a shrewd politician, he understood the importance of winning over the Greeks. Flamininus's policy of clemency towards defeated foes, a stark contrast to Rome's usual brutality, earned him the respect and admiration of many Greek city-states. His victory at Cynoscephalae, coupled with his diplomatic skills, cemented Rome's dominance over Greece. On the Macedonian side, Philip V, despite his ultimate defeat, proved to be a formidable adversary. A capable king and a courageous warrior, he fought tenaciously to defend his realm. However, his ambition and ruthlessness ultimately proved his undoing. Philip's decision to attack Abydos, a neutral city, gave Rome the casus belli it needed to declare war. His miscalculation at Cynoscephalae, where he allowed his phalanx to be outmaneuvered, sealed his fate. Despite his setbacks, Philip remains a significant figure in Macedonian history, a ruler who dared to challenge the rising power of Rome. The Battle of Cynoscephalae effectively broke the back of Macedonian power. Philip V, defeated and humiliated, was forced to sue for peace. The terms imposed by Rome were harsh. Macedonia was stripped of its foreign possessions, its fleet surrendered, and a heavy indemnity imposed. Philip was allowed to remain in power, but only as a Roman client king. The Greek city-states, once under Macedonian hegemony, were declared free by Flamininus. This declaration, though greeted with jubilation by the Greeks, masked the reality of Roman dominance. Rome, now the undisputed master of Greece, wasted no time in installing friendly governments and extending its influence throughout the region. The Second Macedonian War had profound consequences. For Macedonia, it marked the end of its brief resurgence as a great power. Philip's dreams of restoring the empire of Alexander the Great lay in ruins. The once proud kingdom was reduced to a Roman protectorate, its independence gone. The long-term impact of the Second Macedonian War on Rome was significant. The victory over Macedonia, a major military power, further enhanced Rome's prestige and reputation. It marked a decisive shift in the balance of power in the Mediterranean, with Rome emerging as the dominant force. The war also had a profound impact on Roman society. The influx of wealth and slaves from conquered territories led to significant social and economic changes. The Roman elite, enriched by the spoils of war, became increasingly powerful, while the gap between rich and poor widened. For Macedonia, the war was a catastrophe. The kingdom never fully recovered from its defeat. The once mighty army was a shadow of its former self. The economy, burdened by war reparations, struggled to recover. Macedonia, once a beacon of Hellenic civilization, became a backwater in the Roman world. The Second Macedonian War holds a significant place in history. It marked a turning point in the struggle for supremacy in the ancient world. Rome's victory paved the way for its eventual conquest of the entire Mediterranean basin, laying the foundations for its transformation from a republic into a vast empire. The war also had a lasting impact on the development of Western civilization. Roman law, culture, and language spread throughout the Mediterranean, influencing the development of European societies for centuries to come. The echoes of this ancient conflict can still be felt today in the art, architecture, and literature of the Western world. The Second Macedonian War was a clash of titans, a pivotal moment in ancient history. It marked the end of Macedonian power and the rise of Rome as the dominant force in the Mediterranean. The war's legacy can be seen in the rise of the Roman Empire, the spread of Roman culture, and the shaping of the Western world.